XFM News on point.
The news on XFM. I'm Chris or Tim. Ugandan President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has promised the residents of Sironko district that the problem of unemployment is soon coming to an end following the establishment of the industrial park. Museveni, while finalizing his campaigns in Bugisu sub-region last evening, said that the park will accommodate over 80 factories and will create over 200,000 jobs.
You can imagine, we are going to create 200,000 jobs in Mbari Industrial Park. So we are going to have more jobs in Mbari Industrial Park. That small area is going to give us more jobs than all the primary school teachers in Uganda employed by the government.
The Interreligious Council of Uganda has asked the Electoral Commission to adjust the number of supporters a candidate must address from 200 to target the capacity of the venue. During a meeting held between the Commission and religious leaders, Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, said that to enable the candidates reach out to a reasonable number of voters within a limited time, more numbers should be allowed at a political rally.
We propose that the capacity of the venue is what should determine the number of supporters that should be admitted. Not only 200 people, but just the capacity of the venue. They will be required to hand wash, wear masks, and observe social distances. Obviously, this will require close collaboration between the security agencies and organizers. So we think that if this is given attention and some work is done before, instead of going by numbers of 200, they should think about the capacity of the venue.
The chairman of the Ugandan EC, Simon Mugenyi Byabakama, says that the commission will consult with other stakeholders like the Ministry of Health for consideration.
If people are willing to comply, we wouldn't have all these unfortunate episodes exploding in our midst. We wouldn't have them. Now, if even for 200 people have not been complying, 200 on numbers. If we say that it is now capacity, we need to address the issue of compliance. If that issue is addressed, I don't see the problem. If it is addressed, and as His Grace has said, these are matters we need to discuss with other agencies, the Ministry of Health, Security, and so on. And for us, we told them, the bottom line is, the Electoral Commission does not want to introduce any measure or any modality that will put the lives of the people at risk.
The National Unity Platform NUP legal team has begun the process of individually suing the security personnel that have allegedly turned to violating human rights. The party's legal advisor, Medad Lubega Segona, has said that the errant officers shall be prosecuted as soon as the ongoing evidence gathering is complete, since their acts are illegal. Segona decried the increased blockage of their presidential candidate Bobby Wine by the security personnel whenever he is canvassing for votes in various places in the country. Uganda has recorded the highest cases of suicide among refugees from 151 in 2019 to 238 in 2020, with Changwali, Chaka and Bididi refugee camps recording the highest cases. This is according to these new statistics from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR. Patrick Sembaga, the country director TPO Uganda, believes that COVID-19 situation has exposed refugees to several negative coping behaviors, including crime, drug and substance abuse, early marriages, school dropouts, as well as sexual and gender-based violence. Sembaga said that this has greatly contributed to the increase in suicide attempts among refugees living in settlements every year, which creates a public health crisis for communities, the public system in the affected areas, as well as neighboring communities.
Changwali, Chaka, and Bidbidi have the highest, and the reasons are probably attributed to the fact that the push factors for refugees who come from DRC are quite unique in some ways. And so many times when they come in, there are many things we may not be able to address them very well, but we try. Even when there's a failure rate, we probably may not know how better we could have handled a particular situation. That when they come here, they probably continue in a trauma situation. They get depressed, and before you know it, somebody has already committed suicide.
In Africa news, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says he is launching the final phase of the army's operation in the northern region of Tigray. After weeks of fighting, he said the military would try not to harm civilians in the regional capital Mekele, a city of 500,000 people, and urged residents to stay home. The TPLF party, which controls Mekele, has vowed to keep fighting. The UN warns of possible war crimes if the Ethiopian army attacks Mekele. UN Human Rights Chief Michelle Bachelet said the city's inhabitants were in deep peril. In sports, Mikel Arteta has challenged Nicola Pepe to improve his consistency after the Arsenal winger reacted to Sunday's red card against Leeds by helping the Gunners to cruise into the last 32 of the Europa League following a 3-0 win last night. Elsewhere, Jose Mourinho described Dele Alli as a team player after the out-of-favour playmaker's performance helped Tottenham to the brink of qualification for the Europa League knockout stage thanks to a 4-0 home win against Ludogorets. And that's the latest XFM News.
XFM News on point.